Now, one of our earliest partners to deploy Instinct broadly was Meta. To share more on our work together, please welcome Meta VP of Engineering, Yee Jiun Song, to the stage. YJ.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited about the work that we're doing together. Look, we have so much respect. Meta has been an incredible leader in AI across infrastructure, models, and services. I get to talk to YJ a lot. He gives us good feedback, You're delivering all of this capability at amazing scale, and so it's been our privilege to be your partner across Epic and now Instinct. Can you talk a little bit about our collaboration?
Well, first, thank you for having me here, Lisa. I'm thrilled to be here and excited to see all the progress that you and the AMD team are making. We're seeing incredible advancements that started with your Epic products and now extending to all of your AI offerings. I think AMD and Meta has always been strongly aligned on vision, roadmap, execution. So this means that we have very close co-engineering, performance tuning, we troubleshoot problems together, and we're able to deploy optimized systems at scale. So our teams really see AMD as a strategic and responsive partner and someone that we really rely on.
Well, we love working with your engineering team, and you know that. We love the feedback, and you also hold a high standard. You are one of our earliest partners in AI. As your demands continue to scale, you've talked about your usage of MI300. Just what are you doing today, and what are your plans with MI350 going forward?
Yeah, so AI has been core to many of the user experiences across all of Meta's products for a long time, across Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And now, of course, with Llama and Meta AI, AI has become even more important than before. It's been fantastic to see our collaboration on MI300X come to fruition. So MI300X accelerators today are a key part of our infrastructure. We've deployed this quite broadly for Llama 3 and Llama 4 inference due to its high performance and excellent performance per TCO. As we've gained experience with MI300X, we're also expanding the workloads that we run on them. So we're now today using MI300X both for training and inference of the different ranking and recommendation workloads, which are critical to our business. We're also quite excited about the capabilities of MI350X. We like that it brings significantly more compute power, next generation memory, adds support for FP4, FP6, all while maintaining the same form factor as MI300 so we can deploy quickly.
Thank you, YJ. Thank you, by the way, for your trust. I know that to deploy us on more workloads requires effort on both sides, so we really appreciate that. Meta's really been a leader developing frontier models. If you think about AI across all of your applications, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing. You're like at the front there. What are you seeing in applications? What are you seeing in your compute investments?
Yeah. So I think the AI work at Meta that gets the most attention is probably the Llama models. Now, we are committed to developing frontier models with our Llama efforts, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. We're seeing growth of AI workloads across all of our different products. AI is not only improving our existing products, but also allowing us to develop entirely new products. All of this is driving investments in compute infrastructure at a scale that's quite unprecedented. We're building data centers and filling them up faster than I've ever seen. Our entire infrastructure team is sprinting to ensure we have the capacity to build the next great AI models and then take advantage of those models to deliver value to our users. The result of this incredible capacity buildup is that we really care about perf per TCO and making sure that we get the best bang for the buck for our investments.
Well, we've been part of a few of those sprints, just a few. So YJ, we've also worked very closely on the software side. PyTorch, ROCm, the open hardware environment. Like, how do you think about open in your strategy?
Yeah, so I think our collaboration has spanned both software and hardware for many years at this point. I think most recently, since 2021, we've partnered closely to enable ROCm through PyTorch to ensure that developers can leverage AMD GPUs with PyTorch's ease of use right out of the box.
Thank you.
Beginning last year, we've worked closely on improving ROCm's communication library, Rickle, which is critical for AI training.
We really appreciate that partnership, by the way. So
us too. Beyond PyTorch, Meta contributes heavily to the open source community. An example here is the work on compiler frameworks such as Triton, which allows us to write code once and then run on different accelerator families. Now, of course, we also collaborate on optimizing Llama models to run well on AMD GPUs. Operating at scale also requires that our accelerators, the accelerators that we buy, be compatible with our network and data center infrastructure. Here, we rely on our common infrastructure hardware racks to be the integration point between our accelerators, the network, and the data centers themselves. This is one of the reasons why we've been able to introduce MI300 into our production environment so quickly.
Yes, no, absolutely. I think the OCP work is fantastic. Look, we're super excited about our partnership, everything that we're doing together, and it feels like we're just starting the ramp of MI350. Yeah. But in our business, we're always talking about the future. You guys are always asking us what's next.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to preview MI400X a little bit later in the show. So can you just talk about where you see AI going in the future, and how does that shape what you need from partners like us?
So AI is driving massive growth in infrastructure demand, but actually it's not just about the size of the demand or the amount of capacity. The type of workload is also changing very rapidly. As an example, not so long ago, as an industry, we were very focused on pre-training. Yes. But towards the end of last year, we start to see the emergence of test-time inference and reinforcement learning and other new workloads that demand huge amounts of computation. We also start to see the rise of mixture of expert models that place high demands in network interconnection speeds and the performance of the collective communication primitives we just talked about. And beyond generative AI, we are also finding that our recommendation systems are also getting more complex. The direct implication of these rapid changes is that Meta and AMD will have to work even more closely together to define our accelerator and network roadmaps for the future. I can't wait to hear what you're about to share.
Well, you know everything I'm about to share, but I will say that I do remember sitting in your office and asking you, so YJ, tell me what's going to happen when the workloads, and you're like, well, be flexible.
That's absolutely true.
Thank you, YJ. Thank you. We really, really appreciate the partnership. Yeah. It's wonderful working with you and the entire team, and thank you for all that we're doing together.
Thank you.
All right, so now let's turn to training. In addition to all the work we've done to improve inference, we've also made a lot of optimizations for training, and I'm happy to say we've seen some fantastic results. MI355 delivers significantly better training performance than MI300. And when you look at pre-training, for example, where foundational models are built from the ground up, 355 is delivering up to 3.5x higher throughput across a range of models and data formats. And in fine-tuning, we're delivering up to 2.9x more performance gen on gen, which enables just faster iteration cycles and reduces the time from model development to model deployment. Now, comparing to the competition, MI355 pre-training performance is actually on par with B200 across a range of model sizes and data formats. And I actually think that's very good, considering how new MI355 is. Now, in fine-tuning, we just saw some of the latest ML-perf benchmarks that were out there. And ML-perf is largely considered kind of the gold standard for training benchmarks. We see that MI355X actually outperforms both B200 and GB200 when we're talking about completing the benchmark up to 13% faster compared to the latest published results. So that just tells you how much progress we've made in training. And now, as we talk about solutions, we said we want to make this super easy to use. So with the MI350 series, OEMs and ODMs are launching racks built entirely on AMD technology for the first time. We're combining 5th-gen EPYC CPUs, Instinct MI350 GPUs, and our Pensando NICs in an integrated solution. And these are all OCP-compliant designs, so they drop right into existing infrastructure. And in some of the densest environments, we have liquid-cooled racks that can scale up to 96 or 128 GPUs that deliver up to 2.6 exaflops of FP4 compute and 36 terabytes of HBM3E memory. And on the enterprise side, we can do air-cooled systems that support up to 64 GPUs and integrate all of that into an existing infrastructure. So this is the kind of flexibility and range that our customers really want. What they want is to be able to take the technology, get it into production, get it into the data centers as quick as possible with as little work, as little disruption, and that's exactly what we can do.